I think that this morning somebody wants to attempt to teach you how to go about your work as a journalist. It's for you to take it or to reject it, and I leave it for the viewers to judge. Reality, facts are this. In 2022, the money that was allocated to the Ministry of Agri by the NPP administration was 1.1 billion. 2022. In 2023, the money that they allocated to the Ministry of Agriculture was 2 billion. In 2025, the money that we allocated to the Ministry of Agri...
2024. Why do you skip 2024?
Please, you can... Why don't you have...
I mentioned 2024. It's 3.32 billion.
Why don't you check? Get your Google it out and bring it out.
No, I just mentioned it. 2024, 3.2 billion.
Was 2.9 billion.
Yes.
And 2026, 2.2 billion cedis. Yeah. Now, the intervention... You see...
You missed 2024. No, you are skipping the data.
Can you allow me to speak?
2024, 3.32 billion.
They only ask you about data.
I'm not asking you, I'm giving you a fact.
They ask you, the journalists about
you are skipping a fact, I'm just telling you.
Allow me to speak.
You are interrupting me, Fred. Just carry on. You are skipping an important data.
And then you got angry.
No, I didn't get angry. No. He's being political and I'm telling him. I'm not saying that I won't answer his question. Just carry on.
Can I continue?
Carry on. But remember, 2024, 3.32 billion. That's what we allocated.
Of what benefit is it to the people of this country when you claim you have allocated even 10 billion Ghana cedis to agriculture, and for 8 years you have nothing to show? That for 8 years you were even bringing grains from desert countries, you were bringing tomatoes from Burkina Faso, you were bringing contomere from Burkina Faso. That by the time you were leaving office, Moro, the fish that we consume in this country, more than 65% was imported to the country. The poultry product that we consume in this country, more than 70 to 80% is imported. To what good is the value that you are mentioning?
I'll answer that.
Tell me what within the agriculture sector that is so significant that today we can sit back here and say that indeed you have transformed agriculture sector. You say you were doing planting for food or whatever that you called it. What is the scorecard? What is the track record? What is the benefit of this country? What did you leave behind? You understand? Now, the point I made about employment overseas. Again, you can choose to hear what I said or not to hear. That's your own problem. What I said is that over the years, we have heard the things that Ghanaians go through. Those who travel out of this country to go and work abroad, especially in the Gulf region. We have seen videos of people who are engaged in this houseboys activities and the things that they take them through. I never on this platform said the government intends to ship Ghanaians out to go and do houseboy job. I didn't say that. Those are your words and that's your conclusion. I never said that. I never said that. It is not out of place for any government to want to improve on the youth people, give them additional skills, give them additional competencies, and ask them to go and work abroad. It happens everywhere in the world. Ghana will not be the first country and will not be the last country. Whichever way, Ghanaians will travel abroad anyway, seeking for greener pasture on their own. And so if government think that let's put a mechanism in place that will help them so that they are not cheated when they move out there, what is wrong with it? What is wrong with it? Is our economy big enough to absorb all the people who are looking for employment in our country today? No. I have never sat on this platform to say that there's no unemployment in our country. Why? We all know there's unemployment in the country. Recently, when they were doing this military recruitment, we saw the number of young people who went out there looking for the opportunity to enter into the military. That is alone is a signal of the unemployment that we have in the country. The question is, what did you do about it when you were in power for 8 years? What did you do? If you had engaged all these people that you are talking about today, would they have been on the street that you are complaining about? The so-called 8 people that you saw this morning, if you had given them employment, would they have been on the streets?
But whose job is it?
Can you allow me to finish?
You're asking me a question.
I'm not asking you a question.
Okay, then look at your camera.
Asking for any answers.
Look at your camera.
If you get an employment, would they have been on the streets? We admit that the unemployment situation in our country is not the best. We agree that we can do something about it. That is why the government, for instance, has introduced a Jumawara program. There's a young person and you want to go into any form of artisanal training. Government will facilitate the training. If you want to go maybe into carpentry, they will sign you on to a master craftsman. Government will pay whatever money that you're supposed to pay to the person. You go to the training. Whilst you are going to the training, the stipends that you need for your survival will be given to you. When you finish, government will give her the setup so you can set up your own business and start doing something on your own. Do you call that a bad initiative? Do you describe that as something that will not create employment for the people of this country? If government says that we are going to set up agricultural mechanization centers in non-agricultural districts in this country, so that farmers who are still depending on cattle and hoe, for which reason they cannot expand on their farms and produce more goods, this time around can go to these centers, go ahead and register, show them the parcel of land that they have. The mechanization center will come and measure your land. Whatever crops you want to grow, they assist you with all the inputs that you need so that you can expand your farm and produce more goods. Do you say to not create employment? If government comes and say that animal husbandry is one area that we can create a lot of employment, and so we are starting the alcohol project, that if you stay in the today, they say one fowl. How much is one fowl now? Almost 150 Ghana cedis in some cases, 200 Ghana cedis as you are going to Christmas. And so you're in your house now, and then you are giving about 100 birds, 200 birds, whatever bunch of birds that you keep. You still do your farming activities. You still have your birds. You still have some goats in your pen. At the end of the day, if you sell 5 bags of rice, you sell some 20 fowl, you sell some 2 goats, won't you be able to put your soul and body together? Is that not an opportunity that the government has created for you? All the construction work that is going to go on, especially the big push area, are we not going to engage people to work? Are we not going to engage all these artisans to work? Development is a process, not an event. Creating an employment opportunity for the young people of this country cannot be one-day event. It's a process. And that is why government has outlined all these things. And we are very minded. If you check the budget that was presented, every department, every ministry, deliberate decisions have been taken so that they can churn out more employment opportunity for the young people of this country. You were in government not long ago when we were living. Even teachers who had finished their college of education, you couldn't employ them. Nurses who have finished, you couldn't employ them. All of them are still in the house. We are now looking for financial clearance so that all these people can go and get employment to work. You come and see and pontificate and scream and shout that the employment is getting worse. And when they ask you to produce their data, you say, they shouldn't ask you any question. They should allow you to just whatever you want to say on air and go back home. Why? And you think that your view and your opinion on an issue should be what should be accepted as the sacrosanct position, the facts, that is it, nobody to question you. We admit that we can do better as a nation. That looking at the resources that God has blessed this country with, we have all the fresh water, we have the sunshine, we have the vegetation, we have everything. We have all the minerals you can think about. Ghana should not be a country where young people will be struggling to get employment. People have completed school, they have their master's, they have their degrees for 5 years, 10 years, 6 years, they're in the house without a job. Some of them are underemployed. A graduate that is working somewhere and they are paying him barely 1,000 Ghana cedis. You know, meanwhile, this person has skills that they can put to the benefit of the state. And so this government is very, very conscious about it. We are very, very determined that we create the avenue and environment for people to want to engage themselves, create an employment opportunity for themselves, and employ other people. That's what we are doing. And so don't come and sit here this morning and start telling people this guy that, oh, unemployment is becoming worse. But which statistics? By 2024, when we were leaving office, unemployment statistics that we have from the statistical service tell that 14.9% of the young people who are looking for a job are unemployed. Today, what is the statistics? And so if you say it is getting worse, you must show us the figures. That, yes, when we were leaving office, it was 14.9. Today, it is 16. Today, it is 20. So it is getting worse. Then we have a conversation. And when they ask you to give the statistics, then you say that, no, we are not going to talk about statistics. We are going to talk about people's reality. Whose reality? Whose reality?
So Fred,
we are going to talk about what I have seen this morning as I was walking into the studio.
The Ghana Statistical Service, I've been doing some research whilst we're talking. The Ghana Statistical Service shows a higher figure of 13.1% by the fourth quarter of 2024, right? So it's 13.1%.
And he knows that. He's deliberately saying 14.
Let's go to 2025.
2023 unemployment was 14.9%.
No, it's 13.
Then, no, it was first, please hold on. In the first quarter of 2023, unemployment was 14.9%.
So what do you reference?
In 2024,
Last
hold
quarter.
it. In 2024, it was 13.1%.
Yes.
In 2024, by end of year average, it was 13.6%. I have the statistics here.
So why are you quoting 14?
And I am saying,
what's your source?
Statistical Service. Ghana Statistical Service.
So why are you saying 14?
I am saying to you that at a certain point in time, in 2023, unemployment was 14.9%.
No problem. Finish.
And what is the data today? So what basis do you say that it's getting worse? On what basis? And I've just reminded you, when you came into government, you told us we were going to create employment, and then you call something that you call NAPO. What happened to the NAPO? Where are the NAPO beneficiaries? Graduates and master's holders, you engage them, you pay them 700 Ghana cedis. In some cases, less than 1 year, you've not even paid the money to them. To that we speak, the institution has collapsed completely, and the airport in the house. Is that the employment that you created? You said you were going to create employment in the agriculture sector, planting for food and jobs. Where are the jobs? And so you should be the last person to be pontificating and be talking about job issue. The least you can do is to keep quiet, zip your mouth. What this government deliver? What this government gives hope to the people of this country? What this government create the enabling environment where people can do things for themselves and where government can give them meaningful job, not the kind of job you created, not the kind of job you created.
Okay.
And so, please, we can have a conversation about unemployment, and again, let me say, I am not running away from the fact that we have huge unemployment situation in this country. You can argue that it's not a Ghana phenomenon, it's a global phenomenon.
Oh,
but
really?
the question is, what measures is this government putting in place to resolve the unemployment issue? I've mentioned a number to you. We will continue to do more. We'll continue to expand the economy. Once we expand the economy, majority of the economy. That is your subjective view.
No.
I am not going to.
It's a budget matter. It's not a. It's not
allow me.
Okay, go ahead. You should finish by now.
Because when you pick the budget, when you wake up from your bed, you have decided in your mind what you want to see in the budget. And so when you open it, that is the only thing you will see. You have closed your mind to every other thing. All you want to see is doom. All you want to see is failure. You don't want to see anything right. So where I sit, I don't expect anything new from you. What you have said is what I expect from you. Right? So I am saying to the young people of this country, like I can't say, almost here and so, almost here and so. They have seen NPP in power. Not too long ago, they were in power 8 years. When it comes to employment creation or creating an enabling environment for young people to work, they have seen what NPP can do. NDC is in power today. The young people of this country can see what we can do and what we are doing. We have been in power for barely 11 months. I am very certain by the end of next year, 2026, looking at the provision that we have made in the budget, if we are able to implement all successfully, employment will be brought down drastically. A lot more young people will get reasonable, good job, job that they can be happy with to do. Not the kind of one that you give out.
Moro, Fred was...
Gentlemen, let's not spend all the
time. No, but it's important. I mean, this is conversation, right? The matters we can talk about. Look, you see, Fred says that, what did you do, and so, what did you invest? I'm saying that the investment we have made in agriculture cannot be said to be conclusive or the panacea to dealing with the matters. That's why they are in government to continue. They're in government to continue where we left off. And so when you are in government to continue from where a government left off for you to build on, and you are going back, that's concerning. Okay, that's concerning. So if my brother and yourself, if you want to see why unemployment is getting worse, this budget that was presented is a jobless budget. Jobless budget. You are talking about the real sector of the economy. Tell me the productive sector, where is the investment? Look, he is in parliament, they went for the budget training and all that. Should tell us the allocations. Agric, in 2025, you allocated 2.9 from a 2024 allocation of 3.32 billion. He conveniently skipped that. So if you are building on something, and you said you are coming to create jobs, and Agric is a major plank of our economy. The allocations you are putting there indicate government concentration, prioritization of the sector. So you are not investing in the thing. Is it by magic that the thing is going to yield results? No. As if 2025 is not worse, in your 2026 budget, you have scaled it down again. 24% drop from what you are allocated in 2025. When we are talking about this, then you say what we should talk about yesterday. That yesterday is not relevant to the Ghanaian.
How much was released? Let's do that.
Yes, 1.5 billion. Look at it. Look at it. In fact, if you want to try that conversation, the Jumara program that you are talking about, Do you know the allocation to the real allocation following the 300 million or so allocation to it? The disbursement.
Okay.
Less than 34 million, or about 34 million. That's the allocation. Okay. So you think that you can just come and tell us, oh, you are going to do A, B, C, D, and that's it? The kind of campaign you did in this country that you're coming to do A, B, C, 24-hour economy, you're not even talking about it, then you are going to tell us that
the bill is in Parliament, you're going to pass it.
It's not a bill matter you told us. 311 or 133, what you told us. You created the impression that when you showed up here in this country on 7th January, you're going to flip a certain switch and jobs will just show up and people will be working three shifts. That's the impression you created. And to date, you are moving around with paper books, volumes of printout to say that this 24-hour economy. Okay. That's not 24-hour economy. That's not what you promised. Okay. What you promised was supposed to create employment, and employment is getting worse.
All right.
So the point I am making to you is that this job, you see, you allowed him to speak, and when I'm speaking, I should hurry. I don't know why you want me to do that. No, it's important to make the point. So, Moro, I am saying that if I were Fred or I were the government, I won't argue with Ghanaians. I won't be sitting here and pointing to yesterday because all the conversations about yesterday we have had.
You are the Ghanaian.
And then in the end, you have won the election. So now we want to see, okay, the balance of the policy that you want to bring that Ghanaians bought into. So Fred, you are sitting here, and I am actually canvassing for the welfare of your constituents, and you are busy here advocating against their interests. When I say there must be more jobs, because your government is not increasing allocation to agri, and your community is an agri community. You talk to me about the farmer service center that was going to be created. It hasn't been created yet. I don't know how you're going to create that when you are scaling down the budget. Okay, you know how much it costs to plow an acre of land. Okay, and do you think that people in your community would be able to pay that and scale up their farms?
Okay, Richard.
It's not. So if we are having this conversation, it is for the betterment of the country. Okay. We are not doing NDC, NPP, but the reality is that people are suffering today, and we're saying that you promise you're going to solve their problem. Solve it, and you're not solving. When we bring these things, instead of you arguing, you concede and work on it. Don't come and preach us about yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Another day has come, and the goal is that do something new to show us that what you promised yesterday, you are delivering. But for now, you are not delivering. It is all talk, no action.
All right.